First off, I started with FL Studio. So FL Studio is a super easy DAW to work with. I would say it's super user friendly. I mean, it's like 200 bucks, but at the end of the day, I felt like it was worth it just because it's so easy to use. It's easy to get your presets in there. It's easy to get your VSTs in there. It's easy to just get your sounds overall. As far as organization, I would say, um, they kind of just let you put anything anywhere. Um, if you download it, so that's a thing that I'm working on, is just keeping everything organized. But yeah, FL Studio is what I started with, just because I always would watch my favorite producers cook up, and they'd be using FL. So you know what I mean. I felt like the right thing to do was get FL and start cooking up. And that's the first DAW that I had. Um, and I really like it. I still use it. I still use FL Studio. It's always been good, despite some of the crashes. But you usually learn how to work out the crashes and how to work with those and figure out how to reduce those as well. Number two, so how I started actually learning how to put sounds together. So the way I learned to put things, how to just arrange things and how to properly, put everything together within FL Studio and just within my beats and stuff like that, because obviously, like, I wasn't always good at making beats, but I felt like I knew the sound and I know what sounds right, and I feel like I've just been born with kind of just that gift of knowing if it sounds right and knowing if it's buns. So yeah, which is something I'm super grateful for at the end of the day. Um, but yeah, so what I would do, what I would do when I would want to make a beat, or when I started, when I was just starting, I would get loops. Don't grill me. I would get loops because not just for the fact of getting loops. I'm not just getting loops just to not learn anything. I got loops to learn how to arrange everything, learn how things should start, like your intro, you know, the endings and so forth. So that's what I was doing. I was learning how to use those, and then maybe even adding my own, you know what I mean? Adding my own sauce onto it. I would add my own hi-hats. I would add my own, you know what I mean? Snares, claps, whatever the case is, melodies, whatever it was. I kind of just built off of that. And that's how I learned how to make a beat, basically. I pretty much just jumped in. You got to jump into the deep end sometimes and not know what you're doing, so then you can figure out what you're doing. But it is good to know, and it is good to have people around you that know what they're doing as well, which is why I watched a lot of YouTube, and which is why I watched a lot of producers cook up streams, whatever it is. And I learned a lot from that. So that's just what I would do. I don't know about y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments, what how you guys started. Like, how did you guys start with creating beats on, whether it's FL, Pro Tools, whatever the case is for you. Let me know how you guys started and how you guys started to learn how to, like, arrange your beats. A mindset thing, like, you have to, I feel like, as somebody that creates something from nothing, you gotta know how to, like, just continue to show up, continue to push yourself. And what I mean by showing up is just continue to create, bro. Just continue to try, continue to just try things for real. Like, if you beat block in the beginning, I would I don't know if it's really called beat block, but because I was learning, I was still in this weird stage of, like, trying to learn how melodies should like bounce off of each other and not just making a whole bunch of sounds that you think sound good together. But like I had to learn how to truly like make melodies harmonize. I feel like I'm still learning this just because it's a creative process for me. It's a creative process for anybody. And so I'm still learning how to create sounds that really harmonize with each other, not just balance out because I don't know, but something about balancing out and something about like harmony, having harmony with your within your beat, I feel like is more enjoyable for you and the listener, and the artist at the end of the day, because harmony that's what really puts things together, and gets things, working together. I'm not just gonna be the greatest freaking hit maker within a week of getting FL, within a month of getting FL. Like I've been building this shit. Like you gotta consistently cook. You gotta consistently, like I said, show up, cook, create, whatever the case is. When you cook more, like even if it's something that you don't like or you feel like doesn't sound good, create it, put some hi-hats on it, put a clap on it, and get over it. Move on. If you don't want to save it, don't save it. But at least you sat there and got a little bit of exercise. Now you could move on to the next. I always say for me personally, like it's always and I swear my bros have witnessed this as well. My first beat is always like a trial run. That first beat is always a trial run, and I'm working on it. I'm working on getting that first beat to just come out crispy as hell and hit. But it's something about I have to warm up a bit. I got to get that one beat out. Then that second one usually follows and is a banger, insane. So give yourself time. I think I'm saying all that to just say give yourself time sometimes, and work on being consistent with your cookups or just finding a flow within your cookups and within your unique workflow. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? What works for you, and nobody else needs to have anything to say about it. You know what I mean? And if they do, ignore them because they're gonna be over here 3 beats in, and they're all butt, and you're 1 beat in, and 1 beat in, maybe butt, maybe first beat is ass, second beat comes crazy, third beat comes crazy. So, you know what I mean? Just get in tune with how you work and your workflow and you know what I mean, what works for you at the end of the day. Just going back on getting started when you don't know a lot about, whether it's the DAW that you're working with or whatever it is specifically. Like I said, you're gonna learn pretty much everything just by just diving in and being willing to just explore the doll that you're working with and just work. You know what I mean? Like you're all that all that tips and tricks stuff, that stuff comes like after. You gotta at least navigate FL or whatever it is that you use first before you feel like you need to be at any certain point. Just let yourself grow. Um and I think that's an issue that some people have as well, and I had as well at some point, is just allowing myself to grow. Just allow yourself to grow. Like if you put like a time frame on something, whether it is your career, your just anything you do, your work creatively, whatever it is, even if it's a damn chore around the house, if you're gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm gonna give myself a time limit for this, which can be good for some people in some situations, but in this situation, I'll keep it simple. I feel like when you're putting yourself on a 1 year time limit or a a hour time limit, or whatever the case is. It can be good, but it can also be um, a little bit debilitating as well, just because I feel like all that time you sat and you thought about, like, oh, this should take me this long. So what if it takes you a little longer? If it takes you a little longer, now you're gonna be like disappointed, or you're gonna feel a type of way. So I like to just not put myself on any sort of time frame or anything. You just gotta feel the vibes out, bro. Just feel the vibes out and cook up, bro. There's no reason to be rushing. There's no reason to give yourself any kind of time limit. And that's, I feel like that's when creative blocks come up as well, when you do that to yourself. And now you're wondering, like, why am I not coming up with anything now? Or, what happened? Like, where's my creative ignition? And it kind of just, I feel like it goes away with you feeling like you need to put some sort of limit or some sort of like max. Like, stop doing that. Don't do that. There's no reason for that. As an artist, as anybody that literally uses either their voice or whatever the case is, mind, because that shit is an energy and that shit flows. Artists should be able to create and flow. You shouldn't be forcing nothing. You shouldn't be limiting nothing. You shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Just let everything flow. And I think that's another issue that a lot of people have, just being an artist, is they don't let themselves just flow through the process. It's always force, 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 force. I have to, I have to, I have to. But when you can take that off and be like, okay, my body is allowing me to be able to do this. My spirit, my vibe is allowing me to do this, and I'm gonna harmonize with that. You know what I mean? Because everything is working for harmony. I'm not always working for balance. I'm working for harmony, I feel like, most of the time, because balance is cool. Being able to balance things, that's cool. But then, like, we don't want to always be balanced out. We want to be able to harmonize and work with what we got, you know what I mean? Um, and working with harmony, I feel like has worked a lot better for me. Just because I feel like life is not always about balance. You gotta work with the harmony as well. You gotta work for harmony as well, because yeah, you got a whole bunch of different things to juggle, right? But some things are gonna be a little more important than others. So you gotta find that harmony and how you can make the things that don't usually work together. And that's what that means. That's what that means. And sometimes you gotta do it. But you just gotta let yourself naturally flow. And if you're in an environment where you can't let yourself naturally flow, then you gotta, like I said, you gotta find somewhere else to get that harmony for yourself. I know there's been times where I've been in like very unfavorable environments for myself, and thank God I'm out of that point in my life. But I understand like how that can happen as well, where you're just not really in a great space, but you still want to be that artist, you still want to be that producer, you still want to be somebody that's creative, but it's just the environment. So you just gotta learn how to balance or harmonize, or however you like to go about that. And at the end of the day, it's about you. Like, don't let anybody try to make you feel like you're not that artist or you're not that producer, and don't try to hide it either. I think I suffer from this as well, just trying to hide, like, the fact that I'm a producer from, I don't know, there's no reason for it really. um And I think part of it is maybe feeling like you may be judged, but who cares? Like, who cares? Walk in your true self, man. That's all the world wants. That's all anybody wants to do as well. For real, is just be able to be their true self. Um Also, another thing I would say, and the last thing here, if you're looking for any loops, go ahead and comment. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you're looking for loops. I'll send those over. You can also DM me. I got my IG on my YouTube as well. If you want to give me a quick follow, I usually follow back, and then you can just DM me. Let me know if you need loops or if you have loops that you want to collab with or that you need somebody to collab with. Um, Also, another place to get pretty good loops is Discord. Um, I know I might be a troll for that, but I don't care. I like the Discord groups. I do. Like, there's a lot of really, really good talent in there, and a lot of cool people that you can meet within Discord as well. Um, so I would highly recommend getting on Discord and just Discord, IG, TikTok, YouTube is a great place. Also, obviously because it's a community here. So Discord is another great place just to find people that either make music, artists, producers, um, engineers, whatever the case is, videographers. You know what I mean? Um, Videographers. I'm cooked. Videographers. Um, I'm rolling. Anyways, but yeah, it's just a really cool place where you can find just a whole bunch of cool people that are you know making music and creating as well. Um, so yeah, that's it for today. I just wanted to come on here and just let y'all know that you're not alone as an artist. You're not alone as a producer. Anybody that creates, you know what I mean? It's just the vibe. And we gonna keep on vibing. We just gotta, let the vibes do what they do and kind of just go along with that. Um, but yeah, stay blessed everybody. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Um, and y'all let me know, like I said, let me know what your favorite DAW to use is, and how you guys got started with everything as an artist and a producer and everything like that. That's y'all's homework. I'm gonna get at you guys later.